Good day, Shaving Cadre. Today is the 2nd of May, and we're going to actually do a DE shave today. And before we do that, I've been around for a while, and there's some new razors on the market that I think will be interesting to try. However, when you talk about DE razors or SE razors, obviously there are the Icon razors and there are the Grail razors. Now, obviously, with any of the old Gillettes, whether it be a 15 Aristocrat, a Fat Boy, probably the one Grail razor that brings in the most money is the Toggle. So let's move to more modern razors. You could argue that the Trader was one of the finest modern style razors, as is the one that we're going to be using today, which is a Weber PH Classic. The feather, Rich put that in his video the other day, and that's what prompted me to bring this out. The Weber is unobtainium, and the problem that happened with the Weber was that I was lucky enough to get one very early on, and it was a very inexpensive razor for being all 316L stainless steel. It was like 80 bucks. But it had some problems with the base plate and the top cap, and some people would get what's called the wavy blade syndrome, which means that the blade, as it attached with the top cap and the base, was not machined very well, and so you'd get a wavy blade. Some people were very lucky and didn't get it, and it's a mildly aggressive razor, but very well made. Unfortunately, I think that the owner of Weber wasn't ready for the onslaught of the complaints with the wavy blades, could not make the top caps. He ended up getting upset, got other people upset, and obviously in the customer service business, the one thing you never do is get your customers upset, because that'll tank you, and that's what happened. I think that he did sell the handles for a period of time, and may still be, I don't know. But I hadn't shaved with this razor in a long time, but when Rich did his video on the feather, I figured, why not? I'll bring it out. Now, getting back to the Trader razor, I just found out recently that that Blackland is actually going to reissue it. Now, that's a game changer to me, because the Trader was probably one of the best razors of the modern era that I ever got to shave with. Now, then you move into the SE razors, and probably the one, to me anyways, that had the best design cues and probably the most efficient as far as a feather style blade SE razor is the Vector. To me, this thing is unbelievable. But then you could argue that there are some new ones out now. One of them's called the Orin, the Occam, I don't know what they are, but I'll probably try one down the road. But I've been shaving with straights for so long that you kind of lose touch, because then you had slants that were the big thing. Then you had the first SE razors that came out. I mean, it goes crazy. So when you look at straight razors, there are tons of grails, whether it be the Dorco, whether it be Korat, whether it be Brian Brown, whether it be, C.V. Helgestrand, whether it be Anton Berg. I mean, there's tons. So I think it's more unique in the DE realm on what becomes a classic or what becomes a Grail type razor. Obviously the Toggle and the Gillettes and the 20 or the 15, the 21 and the Aristocrats. In the modern razors, obviously the Weber, the Feather, and then apparently the Trader that's coming out, as well as the old Trader, if you can even find one. So we're going to try it today with the Weber. I have not shaved with the Weber in a long time. As far as the software today, sticking with Dangerous Dawn's May theme of flowers, fruit, and forests, and we're going to be using Chiseled Face Crematorium Santa Paula, which is kind of a orange, sage, and orange blossom. We're going to follow that up with the Santa Paula aftershave, and then we'll finish it off with the Agua de Colonia Flor de Naranja, or Orange Flower Cologne. The brush we'll be using today is probably one of my favorites. It's one of his first, and this is the Sorrentino Luca Brasi. As you know, they're all named after Godfather characters, and then a two-band badger on that. And then, of course, we'll follow that up with the shave talc and so forth. So bingo has started today, and I got to say I'm very happy with Nurse Dave so far. So he has been taken off of double secret quintuple probation, and so we hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. The Chiseled Face stuff is just wonderful. Easy to lather, super nice on the face, and this one is just basically like taking a deep dive into orange peels. It's just really, really nice. Perfect for a day like today, which is over 100. Well, actually, we may not make it to 100 today, but the wind's blowing at about 40 miles an hour. So basically, just jump into your convection oven, pretty much. Okay, that's about all I'm going to need. In fact, that's probably going to be way more than I need, but we'll see. As I said, I've not shaved with the Weber in quite some time, but thanks to Rich, I decided to go ahead and pull out some of the older razors. In fact, the other day I pulled out my 15 Aristocrat and the Fat Boy. Don't have a toggle because I won't pay those type of prices. I mean, if I come across one, great, but... And, you know, and actually my DE collection would probably be a lot bigger if I would have never gotten into straights. Because I think right now my collection of DEs, including SE razors and so forth, probably sits at about 35. Well, no, maybe not that. Maybe in the 20s. And then, of course, as far as my straight razor is concerned, I'm thinking I'm just pushing over 150 now in various states of goodness and also in repair. Okay. Let's see how she does. The Weber's got a very, very heavy handle. So basically, you just let it fall down the face. But super easy to use. Wow, first pass was wonderful. I've got a Paul Silver blade in it. I have no idea how long it's been in there, but it still seems to be fairly efficient. Yeah, it's too bad about the Weber because for the price, the Weber was a tremendous value. But I got to say, as far as SE razors are concerned, I know that I've been talking to a few guys, and some people think that the new Orin equals the Vector, although right now it's a 50-50 split. It does have some neat lines to it. It reminds me, frankly, of the One Blade, which I thought was just a debacle, in my opinion. But my naivety, I do not know if the Occam and the Orin are the same razor. Who knows? And I was just about to see if I could find somebody or go into a pass around with that. And then Nurse Dave or Bruce, somebody, and I think the DE thread mentioned the Trader. And under normal conditions, given the fact that 90% of the time I shave with straights, I wouldn't even think about another DE unless it was a vintage Gillette that I just couldn't live without. But I was lucky enough to be able to spend a week or so with the original Trader, which I should have bought at the time. And I would have to say that it probably gave me, in my opinion, the best DE shave that I've ever had. And that was not the open comb version, I guess, like what the Trader is going to do now. Because I guess you have a choice of either open comb or regular. Well, actually, I take that back. It was an open comb because it was very aggressive. But I loved it. And I think there was one available during one of the Sumor auctions, but it went for a stupid amount of money. But if Blackland is coming out with it, and that would be the only reason I would even consider it, because I am so impressed with the Vector. That might have to be a consideration. I do think the price is a little exorbitant at $265, but I'm sure there's a lot of engineering that goes along with it. And I'm sure he had to probably buy the rights to it as well. So I understand that. So we'll see. I haven't decided. I know it's on pre-order right now. I just don't know if I can justify spending money on a DE razor when I very rarely shave with them. And when I do, I always grab, especially during the week, if I have to go to the shop, I grab the Vector because the Vector sits right here. A little bit of cleanup, but I'm going to probably be shaving with this Weber a lot more. I forgot how nice this thing shaves. Wonderful shave. Very, like I said, very, I would call it mildly aggressive, but nothing that you can, just real nice, real smooth. I would compare it to the Feather, probably a little bit more aggressive than the Feather. And like I said, if you've got one that did not have the wavy blade in it, they're unobtainium, and they can go for a pretty good amount. People have offered to buy mine, and I won't sell it. And a little bit of the Flor de Naranja orange flower. And what the heck? It's Saturday. go ahead and throw on some Creed, Neroli Sauvage, which is another orange. There, Orange Palooza. All right, Shaving Cadre. Well, thank you so much for joining me for my shave. This is Barber Dave with Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. Once again, as always, thank you for being members of theshavingcadre.com. And if you haven't seen us before, come on and take a join. Take a look at us, see what you think. We're probably the friendliest shaving forum on the internet, and that's www.theshavingcadre.com. Thanks again. Have a great day.